Ana Navarro, you heard those voters' concerns. Even if President Biden keeps up the energy out there on the campaign trail, as he clearly did today, is that enough to overcome the rough debate performance that was seared into Americans' minds last night?
We don't know the answer to that, but the bottom line is that the Biden campaign has no wiggle room left, right? Look, he can't have another performance like he did last night. He needs to have a lot more performances like he did today in that rally in North Carolina. Right now, as we speak, he's here in New York for the commemoration of Stonewall. He's got a gala this evening that I'm attending, so I'll be able to tell you what he was like there. And it's hard to reconcile the Biden we saw at that debate stage. He had a terrible night. It was disturbing and worrisome. It was painful. I agree with those voters. With the Biden we've seen since, just an hour after the debate, he was at a Waffle House and being a completely different person. At 2 a.m, he was greeting supporters at the rally in Durham Airport and was completely different than at the debate. Today, he's been completely different. I mean, to me, it's rather inexplicable.
Kristen Soltis Anderson is here with me in the Situation Room. Democratic leaders, as you know, Kristen, they're clearly rallying around President Biden right now, including the former president, Barack Obama, who issued a statement saying this: bad debate nights happen, trust me, I know. But this election is still a choice between someone who has fought for ordinary folks his entire life and someone who only cares about himself. Last night didn't change that, and it's why so much is at stake in November. Is the Democratic Party seemingly out of touch right now?
This decision to circle the wagons around President Biden less than 24 hours after the complete debacle of last night is somewhat baffling to me. In some ways, it seems like an extreme vote of no confidence in the entire rest of the party and Vice President Harris to pick up the reins and run in the face of what was truly disastrous. And it's possible that voters walk away from last night and it doesn't actually change the race. But fundamentally, by saying, oh, this was just a bad night, this was just a one-off, maybe he can recover, assumes that voters did not go into last night already assuming that Joe Biden has lost a step and is perhaps not capable of being commander-in-chief. And yet in every poll that I've seen, that is the worst criteria on which he does, that he has the stamina and energy and coherence to be the president. He did nothing to allay those concerns last night. I do not understand why the Democratic Party is not breaking the emergency glass right now.
He had a much better speech today, though.
I'm sure that he will have his ups and downs, but last night, 90 minutes, unvarnished, told a very revealing story.
Karen Finney, the Biden campaign publicly says they aren't going to change their strategy at all post-debate. Is that a mistake?
Probably. I mean, look, I'm going to stipulate to the facts that last night was not good. But I will also say that does not also change the fact that Donald Trump spent 90 minutes lying. And what we have heard from voters is that was troubling to them as well. I mean, I think we'll have to wait and see if the fundamentals of this race changes. We knew going into last night that voters were unhappy with their choices. It may be that that is exactly where they remain today. Look, I think they should think about what changes need to be made, and particularly in advance of a second debate. Some of the answers that the president gave, as Ana said, I was baffled because I've heard the president talk about these issues numerous times and be very facile on the issue. So I was surprised. But I disagree a little bit, though, with this idea that Democrats shouldn't be circling the wagons. He's our nominee. He's our candidate. That's our job. And I would not want to be in a foxhole with any of the people who, were clutching their pearls all of a sudden. And, that's not how elections work. And I think we got to stand behind our guy until and if he tells us he's going to do something else, which he hasn't.
Brad Todd is with us as well. Brad, our CNN fact-checking team, as you well know, did some serious fact-checking, and we discovered that Trump lied at least 30 times in a 90-minute debate. That would be one lie every 3 minutes or so if you average it out. That may have worked with his base, with his MAGA base, but how does that impact swing voters and undecided voters?
Well, I mean, Joe Biden said he defeated Medicare last night. He also said he had a golf handicap under 10. I mean, I don't think that veracity was on display in the Biden presentation last night. And let's not forget, He had problems before last night. He had a 38% job approval last night. Karen suggests this didn't change the trajectory of the race, but Democrats needed it to change the trajectory of the race. Joe Biden's been heading for defeat before this debate, and now that he just verified a lot of the things that voters already believed about him.
Let me go back to Anna Navarro. Anna, President Biden says the stakes of this election are American democracy itself. If voters start losing confidence in him after this debate, wouldn't he be putting the country at risk by staying in the race?
You know, I don't think Joe Biden believes that, and I don't think Jill Biden believes that. Unlike Donald Trump, Joe Biden's wife was actually there. And I think that if they actually believed there was something seriously wrong that could keep him from being president, they would say something different, because they do believe in putting party over their own ambition. And I would say to Kristen this idea of why are Democrats circling the wagons. I have the same question about people supporting Trump. How in the world could Republicans be circling the wagon against a convicted felon, twice impeached, who has to pay billions of dollars in fraud judgments, who we now know slept with a porn star? First time we hear it mentioned in a on a debate stage. I mean, it's so I think it's a question, and it's a binary choice, and that hasn't changed. It's a question about a very old, good man and a slightly less old, very bad man. And those are the choices that America has.
What do you think, Kristen?
I think that it is true that these are two very old men who are very flawed. At the same time, I think Republicans went into choosing their nominee clear-eyed. They know all the nonsense about Donald Trump, and they said, here's our guy. The White House and the Biden campaign have misled and gaslit voters, including Democratic voters, about the condition of the president for months now. And so now Democratic voters, having concluded their primary process but not yet formally selected their nominee, really need to have a conversation about what information didn't we have a few months ago that we now have, and need to know if are they going to make a different choice now?
Kristen, a few months ago, we didn't have the information that Donald Trump was a convicted felon. The guy got convicted. He's a felon, the first former president in history to be a convicted felon. And Republicans and Trumpers did not bat an eyelash.
I was agreeing
That's
with
not
you, Anna, on
information
that.
that
The
people
Republicans
had.
nominated Donald Trump knowing warts and all. My suggestion is that for a lot of Democratic voters, they did not know how bad the warts were for Biden until 24 hours ago, which is
Dean
why...
Phillips said it, though. Dean Phillips ran against President Biden because he said he was too old, because he said he wasn't up to it, and he couldn't beat Donald Trump. And the Democratic establishment in Washington thwarted him. They knew the truth, and they knew Dean Phillips was saying the truth, and they thwarted him.
No. Come on now. Let's rein this back in a little bit. Trying to suggest that people were gaslit about Joe Biden is absurd. And you know that, Kristen. Come on. Again, the guy's allowed to have a bad night. Let's remember a couple of things. This is a pattern we have seen over and over again. The first debate of an incumbent president, they have a bad night. They tend to come back strong in a second debate. And, you know, look, I think, again, it does not change the fact that you had Donald Trump say, and this is the things that voters are going to ask themselves, Donald Trump was gleeful about killing Roe v. Wade. Donald Trump doubled down on economic policies that our own reporting has said will raise prices for middle-class Americans. I don't think people knew those facts of the case when they actually nominated him for the Republican nomination. So I think it's a little absurd to suggest that somehow, you know, yes, Joe Biden's old. We knew that. But as Anna said, we also know he's a good, decent man who has been trying his hardest to lead us out of a COVID epidemic, to help get this country back on track, to help strengthen our economy. And I have to say also, as a black voter, what's a black job? I guess I'm doing a black job right now. I would love for Donald Trump to explain that as well. And I want to remind us that a lot of the content that we saw last night is playing very differently online than in the conversations we're having right now.
See how all of this unfolds. All right, guys, thank you very, very much.